Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. Let's see, where are we at? Well, I am working on I'm working on mounts, but the good news is we're on the home stretch. I had Bill come over, as I mentioned previously. He is the metal fabricator of metal fabricators. The man can make anything. You should see his Model A, I think it's what it is. It's really old, but if you saw what he did to that, it's completely modernized, but it looks completely stock, which is really cool. But anyway, where are we at on the blur? Well, okay, we got the transmission tower mount that I believe I showed you in episode 9. They're kind of all blurring together for me, but I got that plate all trimmed down, took it over to Bill, we squared it up, made sure it looked right, and got it all welded up. It's on the car. I'll give you a look. We've got the mounting ears. Let me grab a template and I'll show you what I mean. It's actually over here. Aha! See? I knew it was over here somewhere. Okay. Mounting ear. And you're saying, hey, Steven, that just looks like a piece of cardboard. And you're right. But bear with me. So, if I'm the frame rail with my nice dad bod, if I'm the frame rail and we have, this isn't the actual mount, but humor me. Alright, so if this is that tower mount that I talked about mounted on the top of the transmission and I'm the frame rail, this piece of cardboard would be the little mounting ears that will bolt through the mount there and onto me on the frame rail. So these are the ears that we're working on. We have them cut out. Let me show you one. Alright, these are the mounting ears. Got left and right. Okay. The longer one is the front. Oh yeah, we got them marked. Okay. Mounting ears. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the scribe line, that's where we're going to bend them. And then of course we're going to bend this one. And we figured out the angle, it's 97 degrees toward the frame rail, and this one's 97 degrees toward the engine. So I got to take these back over to Bill's. I let him borrow my my brake press thingy dude that I bought off of eBay. And of course, as soon as I need it, I've got it loaned out. So I'll have to go over to Bill's, bend these two at 97 degrees opposite of each other. And then Bill's going to bring over his welder. We have to bring the 220 down and over to the car, which just a couple of... If you've seen the wiring in this place, you know what I mean. It's a couple of staples and we could put the wire anywhere because it's a drunk monkey did this. But I digress. Oh, I got my shirt dirty. Anyway, bend these. He's going to bring his welder. We're going to mock it up. We're going to put a little spacer between the bushing and its mounting plate just to raise it up a little bit. Just, we're talking like a little bitty washer. And why are we doing that? To compensate for the droop on this bushing. Because obviously once it's weight, it's going to pull down. So we don't want these to basically be doing nothing and the lower two mounts that we made on the transmission doing all the weight. We want the weight on these. So if we space these up, weld these mounting ears to the frame rail, take these two washers out, that'll pull it tight. So the weight will be on these, probably about equal to what they're going to be on the transmission mounts. And I think that's just the best way to do it. Alright, so, yeah, I think I made my point on these. Alright, so right now, I'm using one of the original templates that I made for the driver's side to do the passenger side. Do you want to watch me? I don't know, but I'll do a nice little time lapse. It's not going to go in a whole lot of detail because we've been building mounts for like 4 episodes now, and you're probably just as over it as I am. So, yeah, we'll get on that. But anyway, Bill came over, checked my measurements to see if I actually got the motor, or the engine, I'm sorry, motor's electric, engine's internal combustion. I got the engine square and centered in the engine bay. Now we all know about my measure once, cut 3 times. Believe it or not, it's less than a 16th off from being perfectly square, level. I can't believe it. We'll just go with skill or luck. I'll take luck over skill any day, to be honest with you, but yeah, I got it practically dead on. So hope you're watching this, Dave. I guess I'm learning, but man, it was a long process. Y'all know how long it's taken me on these mounts, but apparently all that effort and work paid off, because can't get much better than that. That's probably as close, if not closer, than factory tolerances. So, yep. I'm going to do these 2 mounts, go over to Bill's. We're going to transfer it over to 3/16 plate or 1/4 inch plate. I don't remember what we're using. I think it's 3/16. And then we're going to change the front transmission mount to something simpler, because I think that one's ugly, even though it works. It's just too complicated. So I'll go over to Bill's, transfer these over to metal, test fit them on the car. We won't put these holes in them yet. We'll do one side at a time. We'll put the center punch through, punch the metal where it needs to be drilled, fabricate them, get them all nice and pretty, get them bent at the 97 degrees, and then weld both the ears on each side at the same time. Obviously, we've got to drop the drivetrain out, and I'll make a video of that. That'll be pretty cool. But when we do that, we're done. That's the end of the mounts. Well, once we make the one transmission forward mount, but either way, the engine will be absolutely mounted in the car. Done. The hell with mounts, I'm not doing anymore. Dave can work on making them prettier, ready for production. I don't care, but I am over it. Then we can get on to the fun stuff of, did I say fun? Then we can, and now my phone's ringing. We'll be right back. Well, all right, we have got the mounting ears that go in the frame rail for the Fiero. Bill's got them all nice and shaped up for us. Now my job is to put them in this brake press and bend them in the right way. So first thing we got to do is make sure it's square. Okay, now carefully line up our bend mark. This part's scary. I only got one chance to get this right. That looks right. So, well, here goes nothing. Now we're supposed to be at 97 degrees. I'd love to get one of them little levers that goes here instead of using this stupid thing. Voila! There she is. Go test fit this. Okay. This one needs to go down. So this way. Thick metal. Go test fit this one.
We just start right here at the end. And the collar up, you'll see it get real shiny. See it getting shiny?
Fusion welding? Same process you did up here on the bracket?
Yeah.
So why don't people use this method of welding very often anymore?
People just can't do it. They don't know how to do it.
But I wanted to show you around the shop a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm up to and what I'm up against, and quite frankly, why I haven't got a lot done on the Fiero. I told Bill that I would help organize and clean his shop because, you know, it's funny how life works. When I was a kid, if I was using the shop for anything, if I left a tool on the floor or on the workbench, Bill would be up my ass talking about, that's not where that goes, you need to put it over here. And, you know, who am I to argue with a crazy Vietnam vet? So, you know, fast forward 30 years later, and I'm doing the same thing to Bill. But let's see what we've got done. It's a mess, but let me see if I can switch this camera around and show you what I'm doing. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Now, ignore the massive pile of scrap that we have laying on the floor here. It's a damn mess. We got Bill's 1931 Ford. Turns out that this used to be a police car, and he found out something about this visor up here. Oh, almost fell over. Something about these bolt holes where the other one doesn't have them. And there's some other things about the holes over here, but you don't care about all that. But it's a pretty cool car. He's doing a full resto on it. So what have I done in the shop that's basically pulled me off the Fiero for weeks? This over here, where the shelf is, used to have a big sink looking thing on a raised pedestal. So we pulled all that out. That was going to be a bathroom, but he decided against it. So we put these shelves up, bolted them together, and started, using that for chemicals and, basic, stuff that we can get to. We moved the drill press over here. We moved his lathe, and I cleaned it because it was horrible. We got the big toolbox over here, along with the smaller toolbox that has all the parts for the lathe. And I'm steadily trying to clean this thing out. Bill's got a lot of stuff. So I was complaining about how small my little Tractor Supply bead blaster was, because Bill had me media blasting a set of original Ford Edelbrock flathead Ford heads. Did I say that right? I think so. So anyway, I didn't have enough room, and I was about to go to Harbor Freight and buy one of their junky ass, big media blasters. And then Bill got a hold of one of his old Harley buddies and went and picked up this gigantic media blaster for basically nothing. I mean, I am so jealous. So right now we're putting in LED lights and things like that, try to make it a little nicer. So anyway, yeah, we got this whole side of the shop, we're getting there. And then we go out here, which we now call the parts room, which is basically the entrance to the place. Come out here, this was a mess. So I got all this organized in here. And this is what I call now his parts room. Overflow, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I stacked it all up. What's cool is, remember those Edelbrock heads I was talking about? We got those bad boys sitting right there. And just the kind of stuff this man's got, that's an original radio from a 53 Ford, and it still works. And this I thought was really cool. All right, you see this? Let me show you what this is. It's a Norelco shaver from 1963. Never been used. We just plugged it in and Bill was trimming on his beard with it. And it still works from 1963. Look at this thing. It's brand new. So I think I'm going to put that on eBay for him. Somebody out there will want it. But it's just, some of the little things he's got laying around. It's unbelievable. But okay, back to what we're doing. Okay, so now I'm working on this side. And I basically only got, the TIG welder, the MIG welder over here. I have already cleaned this workbench off twice. And I mean, it was bare and clean. And 2 weeks later, it's this. Yeah, you see what I'm up against? Bill. So, we're going to clean all this off. He's got I don't even know what that stuff is down there. So, I got a bunch of bins from Lowe's, and we're going to try and organize all that and maybe put it in the other shop where he's got, that's the other shop out there, where he's got the rest of the Model A stored. And then what I'm really dreading is the wall of oh my god. I got to get all that sorted out. All the shelves and stuff up there. Apparently, there's a set of heads up there that are super rare. They're some kind of crane, something super awesome, rare Ford heads up there that have crane cast in them, like from crane cams. But, yeah, that's where we're at. It's a damn mess. I really dread going through all that. Ford 9-inch. Bill is the man you want to see if you want your Ford 9-inch shortened. But, yep, that's where we're at. This is a tour of Bill's shop. There's other outbuildings out here. It's got a whole bunch of other stuff that I'll get to after I get this place straightened out. But it's
It's a lot. So I apologize. We haven't got a whole lot of Fiero content lately. I am working on it, but a promise is a promise. And I told Bill that I can't be in here because it makes me twitch, because my OCD kind of kicks in. So once I get this done, we're going to work on the Fiero. But Bill's pretty adamant about going on over to the house tomorrow. We got to add a 230 outlet to my garage. And then we are going to weld the brackets to the Fiero's frame rails. And then the engine will be done. No more mounts. We're done. So, yes. Stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you for your support, all right?